It's Tuesday, back day. Let's get into it. To begin, we're gonna start with some wide grip pull-ups. I think this is an exercise that everyone should be doing, especially my girls, because it not only builds your upper body strength, your grip strength, but also who doesn't wanna be repping out a bunch of pull-ups in the gym in front of everybody? You know what I mean? I'm aiming for 20 reps. That's not happening today, but we're aiming for around 8 reps. I can do 8 solid reps. We're aiming for the 10, but really we're aiming for the 20 because I just wanna be full on repping it out. I start every back day with 2 sets of pull-ups until failure because that's when I'm the strongest and I can probably rep out the most. To get into position, you're gonna wrap your hands around the bar, and I like to keep my thumb tucked in with the rest of my fingers because it helps with mind-muscle connection. You'll see that a lot with the rest of my back exercises that I do today. And then while I'm hanging, I try to retract my scapulae, so, you know, contract your upper back a bit. And then as you're gonna pull up, keep your gaze up above so that your chest can inflate up, and that'll help target your back more. So we're gonna retract, gaze up, and pull, inflate your chest, and down. So right after my 2 sets of pull-ups, I like doing banded pull-ups just to help me increase that strength even further, and this provides extra assistance so that I can do that. Now, bands are the perfect alternative if you're unable to do pull-ups on your own as well, because you can progressive overload in a sense with them, because the thicker the band, the more resistance the band has, the easier the pull-up is to do. So you can start with a thick band to really help you get the form down, get the strength, and then eventually you can progress by getting to thinner and lighter bands. So eventually when you're not using the bands anymore. But we're gonna do 2 sets of banded pull-ups until failure, and we'll see how many I can do. I really hope this doesn't smack me in the face or break. That could be cool. Like, you know? Okay, now you have to help me. Wait, you have to help me, I'm gonna fall. My life flashed before my eyes. Okay, let's move on. First exercise we got right after pull-ups are barbell rows, and I love doing this exercise because it targets a good portion of your mid-back area. It's got a little bit of your rear delts, which is the back portion of your shoulders. It also helps target a bit of your lats because of the positioning of your elbows as we do them, as well as other parts of the mid-back area. So this is a great first exercise to really fire off the muscles. When I grab the barbell, I like to keep my hands about hip width apart, as close to my body as possible, so that I can help target those lats even more by keeping my elbows close to my body when I do row up. To begin, you're gonna hip hinge backwards, just like a regular RDL. Hip hinge, keep a neutral back. Make sure that your neck is not looking up or not looking down, and it's just remaining neutral, keeping your back and neck completely straight. Now to begin the row, you're gonna send your elbows back, contract at the top, briefly pause the top, and then slow on the way down. Now the key is to really get that big stretch at the bottom before contracting back up. Keep your elbows as close to your ribs as possible. You don't want to keep them wide out. The goal is to keep them close to your ribs. Next up, we got some wide grip pull downs. This one will help target the outer lat portion, which helps give the illusion of a snatched waist. You know how everybody's saying build your back so that you have a more snatched looking waist? Building your lats helps create that illusion. So this exercise will target the outer portions of those lats. To get into position, try to keep your hands as far away as possible, as comfortably possible. I like, again, oh my gosh. Again, I like to tuck the rest. Again, I like to tuck my I look so awkward to talk to the camera while. Again, like the rest of the exercises, we're gonna tuck our thumbs in with the rest of the fingers for mind and muscle connection. And as we pull down, we're going to retract our scapulae down and then pull the bar towards our chest. Again, kind of inflating our chest a little bit. Pull down, squeeze at the bottom, and the key is to slowly bring it back up to the top. Instead of bringing it down quick and slamming it back up, you really want to slow down and keep the movement as controlled as possible. Now, I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video, but I think it's a good time to tell you this now. With every single set, I'm trying to increase the weight that I use. That's why I'm trying to give into the progressive overload. That's what I try to do with my training. I try to increase the weight that I'm using, try to get stronger, build those muscles. So the first set is always gonna be a warm up, and then the 2 to 3 sets following that are the working sets, and that's where I'm gonna try to really push myself and increase the weight that I use with every single set. Moving on, we're gonna do some seated close grip rows. Here we're gonna be targeting the mid-back area, but also some portion of the lats, since we're keeping our elbows pretty close to our ribs. My voice just cracked while I said that. To get in position, we're gonna grab the handle. Again, keep fingers wrapped around with your thumb tucked right into them. Now for this one, I like to give a good stretch on the eccentric. And then as I pull back, I bring my elbows right behind me and keep them close to my ribs. So bring them back, full stretch. And then as you contract, bring your elbows close to your ribs. Hold briefly and then slowly back again. The key with this, as with all the other exercises, control and slow on the way towards your body and back to the bar. Second last exercise, we are doing single rear delt flies on the cable machine. You can do this double armed, but I prefer to do it one arm at a time because I feel the best mind muscle connection when I do it single armed. With this, we are focusing on the rear delts, which is the back area of the shoulder. We're gonna set the cable to a little bit higher than shoulder height so that we're coming from a higher point and then ending off the exercise at the lower point. I like going in a diagonal position because I just feel it helps to protect my rotator cuff the most. When I do it horizontal, it just doesn't feel natural. So I like coming more from an upward to downward angle. Now this exercise is a little bit humbling. So we're gonna do naturally the lowest weight possible, 10 pounds, a humble 10 pounds. And you have a couple options with this setup. You can either get a D handle and use that, or for me, I just think I I come at it more from a lazy standpoint that I don't really want to get anything. So I'm just gonna use the end of the cable, put my hand there, hold on to something for dear life, and then, why is that so heavy? 10 pounds shouldn't feel like that.
It's humbling.
It's humbling, I guess. So starting from the upward angle, oh, no, that doesn't feel natural. I feel like the gears, something's wrong with the gears. It might just be me. It feels weird. Come.
Yeah, it's a little bit dry.
Huh?
It needs a little oil.
Yeah, it definitely needs some oiling.
Yeah.
It's not me, right?
Okay. No, it's not you.
That's right.
It's not you.
Okay, so we're coming from an upward angle. I like to keep my elbow slightly bent just to protect my elbow joint instead of hyperextending it. As with a lot of exercises, you don't ever want to hyperextend your arm, so a little slight bend is the route that we're gonna take. Keep that arc, start at the top, and slowly bring it back. Now, the key with this exercise is gonna be actually on the eccentric, so as you're bringing it back, try to get as big of a stretch as you can towards the bar, and then push out in a downward angle, a slight downward angle to the back. Feel that squeeze, and then slow on the eccentric back to the bar. Final exercise, we're gonna end off with some back focused hyperextensions. This is gonna target the lower back region, also known as the erector spinae, as I like to say it. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's what it's targeting. To get into position, make sure that the pads are right below your hips. You don't want them too high up or else you're not gonna be able to bend as far down as you would like. Your feet, I like keeping them a little bit outwards, not completely flared out, but a little bit outwards just for the comfort of my hips and my hamstrings. Now, to make this back focused, you can't really stop the glutes and the hamstrings from firing while doing this exercise, but to make it more back focused, you're gonna keep your back neutral, because if you want to target your glutes and hamstrings, you're gonna naturally curve your back and focus on that glute contraction. But with this, we're not doing any of that. We're gonna keep our back neutral, bring the weight close to you, go down as far as you can without curving your back, keep it neutral, send your back up. You're gonna pause briefly at the top and then slow on the way down. Keep a neutral back, up, pause briefly, and then slow on the way down. And that is a wrap on my full back day. Let me know if you guys tried this out and how it went. Also, let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on all social media platforms. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.